Once again, thank you for listening, and I hope you will spread the word for us. And just a reminder, a programming note: the next couple of weeks will be, they will not be live, but you can go to the archives at Charter School Radio. We've had a lot of interesting guests on over the course of the last couple of years. There's always some good information there that we can share with you, and so we hope that you'll take a look at those and listen to them. And we'll be back on the 20th of July with another lineup of guests and get the year started off there. And once again, if you want to contact me, feel free to do so at echs.org. That's echs.org. And I want to get back to our guest, Margaret Fortune. Once again, we were talking a little bit about the school that they opened in San Bernardino. And then I also want to get into talking a little bit about the school that you're planning on opening for next year. And I also want to, if we have time, this time goes by so fast, we got another segment here, but your School of Education also. So, but let's finish up on San Bernardino.
So San Bernardino, we opened up a K-8 school in a dead downtown mall, took 22,000 square feet of it and converted it into a school. And now we've got a high-performing environment for kids as an alternative to, a system that's largely low-performing. And, these families are families that I met when I worked for the governor. And you meet so many people when you're working in a government office like that, but their story was so compelling that I promised them that I would come back and help. And so I did. I met with them in February of 2008, and we opened the school in August of 2010. And it was just so wonderful to go to our last day of school a couple weeks ago and see how happy the kids are, how healthy they are, and how much they've learned. Coach, there's nobody who's coming to save us. There's nobody who's going to fix this broken system but us. And so, after spending many years in state government, I've come to the conclusion that we just have to open great schools for kids.
Yeah, no, I'm with you all the way. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take people like you, instead of just listening and talking about it, actually getting out there and doing something about it. Now, again, we have been spending billions and billions of dollars on our public school system here in California. Throughout our nation, we have a $121 billion federal education budget, but yet here in California, we're 48th in, I think, math and 49th in reading. We've spent all this money, and you're able to turn things around, and people are always asking, what is that difference? I mean, I think I know, but from your standpoint, why is it you're able to go into some of these tougher areas where education hasn't been going very well and actually turn things around? What's that key ingredient?
Well, we always look at three things when we talk about the effective running of a school. One, we look at culture. Two, we look at instruction. And three, we look at operations. You have to establish a culture of high expectations. And that oftentimes takes months of just teaching kids about the routines and the behavior of people who are successful. We have to break it down. We really teach everything and assume nothing. Mm-hmm. From how they're supposed to walk down in the hallway, which is in a straight line, to what they do as soon as they come into the classroom, to how they look. So it's a culture of high expectations. The other thing is that we've got a very strong instructional program, and one of the hallmarks of that, Coach, is that we've got more time. We've got a longer instructional day. So our kids are in school from 7:30 a.m. when they take their breakfast till 4 p.m. And up to 5 p.m. Once they start to get into middle school.
Because they need that extra time.
They need that extra time. They're coming to us behind, and if you are coming to anything behind, you simply need to spend more time practicing. And then our instructional program, we give a lot of professional development to our teachers on the instructional materials, and all of our instructional materials are standards-based. So you really aren't going to find anything at our school that's too terribly different from what the state says that schools are supposed to do. We just have all of the elements in place, and we implement them with fidelity.
And plus, you surround yourself with people that are passionate and want to be there.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to have the right people on the bus, and you have to put them in the right seats. And, we expect our teachers to do whatever it takes to ensure that children learn. They signed a contract that is a commitment to excellence along with parents and students about what it means to do whatever it takes. They work a 12-month year. Mm-hmm. They're at-will employees. and they are evaluated based on their performance with children. We don't shy away from that.
Right. Nope. Sounds like very similar how we kind of run things here in our organization also. In fact, I had a reporter just the other day ask me, why would people work for you for $20,000 less a year, which is about the average difference if you look at the statewide average what teachers are made compared to ours. And I said, you ask any one of those teachers, they're here because they love kids, they want to make a difference, and it's a calling more than anything else. Yes, they obviously want to make a decent living, and we owe that to them, but they're here because they choose to be here, even though they know they're at-will employees. They love the challenge, they love the philosophy, they love the culture, and it's something about being involved in something, that spark, that inner competitive spirit that makes them want to be part of something that is actually truly making a difference rather than just going at it looking as a job. And you and I both know there's great public school teachers in our public school system. It's just the system itself isn't geared for everybody to be pulling together in that same direction with that same commitment, that same passion.
That's right. And I think it's so refreshing to be on an organization where the mission is clear, the vision is clear, and everybody is on the same page. And I think that for many of these public charter school environments, the opportunity to have a fresh start and to start something new and to craft it and to be a part of that is incredibly exciting to people. And it's refreshing because they can come to work and know that their life's purpose is being fulfilled, and they're able to make a real difference with kids by design, as opposed to making a difference with kids because you feel like you're going out there and beating a system.
Right. And you hit on the key part is people that have a purpose. They know what their purpose in life is. And that's the sad thing. There's a lot of people walking around in the world today that's what they're lacking. They don't have a purpose. They don't have a direction. So no, that's a key component there. But I also want to, are you still serving on the on the UC board?
I'm sitting on the California State University board.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
trustee.
what it is, right? Yeah, you're still doing that. That's great. But then
I'm
you
still
also
doing that.
have another venture that I wanted to take a little bit and let our audience know a little bit about, and that's the your Fortune School of Education, which really intrigues me because sometimes it just seems, I know I was interviewing some young teachers today that we're trying to hire, and we were just talking about their educational process and what they learn going through their education stuff. And it's not always stuff that's practical to use. And I gave them a book called Harry Wong's First Days of School, that is our playbook and how we judge, effective, efficient teachers. And like I said, boy, if you just go through this book, you're going to get more than you would out of most education classes. But I understand you guys do a great job at taking people that maybe are midterm, in their life as far as what they want to do with their careers and are looking for a change, and you help them get their credentials.
We do, and we actually use Harry Wong's book in our classroom
Excellent.
management course. And what we have done, Coach, is to take the practices of high-achieving charter schools and translated that into a teacher preparation program. We also have a program for charter school leaders. And at the conclusion of that year-long program, our charter school leaders not only have an administrative services credential, but they also have a charter petition that's ready to go to a school board. We have a model that allows people to teach full-time and earn a full-time teacher's salary and benefits while they complete their credential coursework. And our sweet spot are really those mid-career professionals who are looking to change careers. So we'll take a scientist and make them into a science teacher. They know their subject and their field.
Right.
What we're doing is teaching them how to instruct in a K-12 environment. About 20% of our participants in our teacher credentialing program are working in charter schools. And we increasingly are reaching out to charter schools because we share the same philosophy around the preparation of teachers to more and more feed growing charter school systems.
Yeah, no, I'm really intrigued by that. In fact, we had talked off air when I called you to see if you could be on the program about just how we could get something like that started here, because again, I'm not trying to say the other programs around here aren't doing a good job, but if you could take that culture that you're looking for and get people kind of used to that charter school philosophy and what it's all about, I'd love to get something started in this area, and I don't know how we go about doing that, but
Well, I'd love to work with you on it. It's just wonderful to be able to take teachers to high-performing charter schools who are in teacher preparation. So their examples are practical, they're real, and they see how people are doing it right, and learn how to emulate positive practices. And it's not just about the theory and the methods of education. It's also about some of these practical experiences, so that our teachers, for example, they will leave their first year, their summer boot camp, with their kind of 10-day plan of how they're going to set the tone for learning.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And all of their classroom routines and such. So it's a great program, and we've got about 150 students going through it now.
And they're up there in the Sacramento area, right? You got to be in that area to go through. Or is it online?
Our students are in the Sacramento area, the Central Valley, and in the Bay Area. So we have, and our courses are in person and online, so it's a bit of a hybrid.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we only got about 30 seconds left, and I want to give you a chance to let people know how to get in touch with you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you can get in touch with Fortune School by calling area code 916-924-8633,